The coolest part? I bought an HD radio for just $50, and I pay no monthly subscription fees. So if you like radio, you'll love HD radio.
More stations, no monthly fees. HD radio, a good deal more.
The following message is about Medicaid and CHIP, free or low-cost health coverage for kids and teens. Enrollment is open year-round.
Hey, voice lady, give me the mic.
Okay.
Hey, DJ, let's switch up the music. That's better. So listen up, moms and dads out there. There are these programs called Medicaid and CHIP. They offer free or low-cost health coverage for kids. Things like doctor and dentist visits, prescriptions, and shots are covered. All the stuff that keeps kids like me healthy and in charge.
So, as you can tell, a covered kid is a confident kid. And it means confident parents, too. To learn more about affordable health coverage for your family, visit healthcare.gov or call 1-877-KIDS-NOW. That's 1-877-543-7669.
Yep, you could do something big for your family today because enrollment is open year-round.
This has been a message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
And Sophia.
Do you let other people order for you at a restaurant?
He'll have the saumon lyonnaise.
No, I won't.
Or pick the movie you're gonna see?
She'd like a ticket to Attack on Rage Mountain.
Really?
Yeah, come on. So why would you let others make all the important decisions about how your life is going to be when you get older? I mean, is it okay with you if your kids decide where you're going to live?
My kids? Are you out?
Are you kidding?
Or perfect strangers choose who'll be taking care of you?
Not gonna happen.
No,
Better visit longtermcare.gov, the trusted information site that helps you find your own path forward without selling you anything. It takes you step by step through everything you need to consider about aging and all your options. Longtermcare.gov. Stay in charge by planning now or pay later.
How about a mohawk?
How about a mohawk? How about I put my foot right... Oh, hi, honey.
Debt. We can all get in a bit too deep. Members of the NFCC, the National Foundation for Credit Counseling, can help you put debt in its place.
Credit cards took charge of my financial life. An NFCC credit counselor helped me get back in control. I took charge of my debt.
Student loan debt followed me wherever I went. My NFCC financial advocate taught me all I needed to know. I mastered my student loan debt.
We wanted to buy our first home, but weren't sure if we were mortgage ready. Our NFCC housing counselor helped us make a plan. We're on a path to our first home.
NFCC member agencies serve all 50 states and Puerto Rico. Convenient, helpful, knowledgeable, nonprofit. Financial advocates there for you.
We put debt in its place.
Be one of 5 million people to beat debt by 2020. Connect with an NFCC certified credit counselor at your local member agency today. Go to nfcc.org/stopdebt or call 877-410-6322.
Every year, millions of Americans use opioids to manage pain. Pain can be unrelenting, overwhelming, and all-consuming. So why do so many of us try to manage pain only from the palm of our hands? Doctor-prescribed opioids are appropriate in some cases, but they just mask the pain. And reliance on opioids has led to the worst drug crisis in American history. That's why the CDC recommends safer alternatives, like physical therapy, to manage pain. Physical therapists treat pain through movement, hands-on care, and patient education. No warning labels required. And by increasing physical activity, you can also reduce your risk of other chronic diseases. Pain is personal, but treating pain takes teamwork. When it comes to your health, you have a choice. Choose more movement and better health. Choose physical therapy. Visit moveforwardpt.com to find a physical therapist in your area. This message is brought to you by the American Physical Therapy Association.
WPHT, WPHT-HD, WOGL HD3, Philadelphia. From the Piazza Auto Group Studios, experience the power of one with 8 brands and 25 locations. Always live on the free Odyssey app. It's Barry, Sable, and Friends on Talk Radio 1210, WPHT.
Well, good morning. You have tuned in to the Barry Sable Show with Friends. Grateful to you for spending some of your busy Sunday morning with me. And yes, we are streaming live on YouTube. A great-looking couple with me in studio. Absolutely worthwhile viewing. My special guest is an American actress. She is best recognized for having played Buffy Summers in the 1992 film Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the movie The Phantom, and the cheating girlfriend in Big Daddy with the 5-year gentleman plan. So many commercials, short films, long films, and television appearances to mention them all. Beautiful, talented, and smart. Married to figure skater extraordinaire Lloyd Eisler, who I asked to join me this morning as well. My guest can be said to have done it all. Kristy Swanson, Lloyd Eisler. Thank you for joining me. How are you guys?
Doing great.
Fantastic.
There you go.
No complaints.
There you go. So,
how are you?
I'm hanging in there. Listen, this is a treat for me because honestly, how many times does somebody get a chance to interview really two stars? You and your own in Hollywood, you in Canada on the ice. So let me just give you a little itinerary who Lloyd actually is. He's a husband, a terrific father, a two-time, you'll correct me, Olympic figure skater, medalist, world champion, Canadian Sports Hall of Fame, hockey edge expert, threw his partners around the ice like they were little twigs. Am I correct, sir, or not?
You got a good chunk there. That puts it all up in a nutshell for sure.
There you go. So, Kristy, in the movie Buffy the Vampire Slayer, a key line, your buddy Luke Perry, who was known as Spike, says, "You are not like other girls." Mm-hmm. My question to you is, yes, I saw Donald Sutherland throw a knife at you. You caught midstream in there.
Yeah.
Just that in itself would make you a little different. True or false? Off of the screen, are you different than other females?
Oh gosh.
Good question.
I
know
mean,
you weren't ready for that. This is the Barry Sable
I was
show.
not ready for that. I mean, I guess you could say I am, only because I believe everybody's different, you know?
Of course.
So
go ahead, Lloyd. Help me out.
He could probably.
That's right. You're the crutch. Help us out.
I'm not a good judge of myself.
I think Kristy's a very different individual in the fact that she is as famous as she always was, as far as in her movies, and that she is the most down-to-earth person you'd ever want to meet.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's one of the huge characteristics that stands out whenever you meet her and spend time with her, is that it's just like talking to any other person in the world, where I think that sometimes we get caught up in the limelight and we think we're a little bit better than we are, but that's certainly not who she is.
So let's talk about the movie a little bit. The Slayer, obviously. Donald Sutherland, Paul Rubens, oh my God, Pee Wee Herman, Luke Perry, who I know is your buddy, who died a little early on us, Ricky Lake, Hilary Swank, and David Arquette. Tell us a little bit about what it was like with those people. I know you were 22 years old roughly at the time. What was it like with that kind of cast? Because a lot of these people went on to have a very successful career.
Yeah, I mean, the cast was absolutely wonderful and fantastic. The crew was amazing. It was just a really nice big family. You know, we shot for like almost 3 months.
Wow.
And poor Luke, he was doing 90210 by day and on our set at night, because we shot a lot of nights. It's a, you know, vampire movie, right?
Of course.
So a lot of our exteriors were night. And so I don't know. I had the best time. I became very close friends with Paul Rubens. And
what was he like? Tell us.
Paul was lovely. He was funny. I mean, he was funny on screen, funny off screen, you know, quirky, loving, kind, so sweet. Donald Sutherland, the same, just like the most supportive guy. I remember him coming back in the middle of the night we were shooting. They wanted to shoot we were doing a scene together in an alleyway, and they wanted to shoot him out so that they could give him his 12-hour turnaround to come back the next day. So they were going to have me do my lines with the script supervisor and just shoot my close-up that way without him. And he decided he would come back in the middle of the night and be there for me off camera at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
And I was like, dude, what are you doing? He goes, no, it makes a difference. I'm not going to let them do that to you. You were there for me for my close-up. I need to be there for you.
Wow.
So he came, you know what I mean? It was just a super classy guy.
Right.
And go ahead.
During shootings, were you know, we always see that you guys are in trailers or so, or it appears like that. Did you spend time off air with these guys? Were you with Sutherland and Rubens and Luke Perry? Did you spend actual time with them off air or in between shoots, or you're off for 2 days or so? Did you spend time with them or really not? People just were passing by because everybody was busy.
Well, I mean, our set was fun. We had a crew that was really fun and cast, and there were some nights, like at the end of the week, we might go do karaoke together as a group.
Uh-huh.
And that was always fun. All the PAs and lighting, camera guys, whoever could go. We might go have some beers and do some karaoke for fun.
Right.
Yeah.
What was Tinseltown? Before I I want to get to Adam Sandler because I love him to death, and
he's
obviously
great.
I don't know, he wasn't the greatest looking guy. You went for the older guy. We're going to get for that in a minute, but I guess what was actually Hollywood like for you? When I did a little bit of homework on you, you approached your parents at an early age that you actually wanted to be in theatrics. You wanted to be an actress. How did that all come about?
Well, I asked them because I watched a lot of TV. I loved, all the TV, any TV show I could watch. And I saw there were kids on it. And I was like, how do they get to do that? I want to do that.
Of course.
And I was already kind of into the arts. I was, my brother was a figure skater. So I grew up in the rink. Then I started doing dance. And then I started doing like local plays and theater. So I'd sing in church. I just loved the arts. And I wanted to do commercials or TV. And I said, and they're like, I don't know, that's in Hollywood somewhere.
Right.
And we lived in Orange County, which is an hour and a half south of LA. And my parents, my mom from Pittsburgh, my dad from Chicago, they're school teachers. They have no connection to Hollywood. And so I actually had a friend from kindergarten who did commercials. So I started talking to their mom. And then I got my mom to talk to their mom. And I sort of networked this whole thing. And I was like, I want to do this.
Wow.
And so I really pushed it. My parents were like, oh my God, that's like the land of scandal. We don't want our daughter. My parents were very Christian, conservative.
Oh, sure.
And so, the whole Hollywood thing was kind of scary to them. And I said, please, let me just meet an agent. Let me just, see if I can, just do something. I want to do something. And so they're like, oh, fine, we'll take these pictures. They were told, take pictures, send them into this agency.
Yep.
Mary O'Grady, who was Lainey O'Grady's mom, who was a children's agent. And Lainey O'Grady was on 8 is Enough. I don't know if you remember that.
I surely do.
So,
so does this handsome guy. Right or wrong, Lloyd? I know you were up north a little bit. You didn't have time for us. You were skating all the time.
I remember watching that show for sure.
There you go. Go ahead.
So my parents were like, let's just get her. We'll take these pictures, send the letter into the agent just to get her off our back. Kind of, we'll just do it. Just to put a smile on her face. And
Never knowing.
Yeah. So they did it. They took these Kodak pictures, whatever. They sent it into the agency, and they called, and they wanted to meet me. And I was like, no.
I'm sure.
I'm
sure.
I guess I guess we're going to L.A. So we go to L.A., meet the agents. I read a scene from the 1970s. This was 1979, actually, when this happened. I was 9 years old. And so they had some script from the Bad News Bears. You remember that movie?
Sure.
So they wanted me to read a scene. And
with no background, no experience in acting at all.
No, but I mean, I walked in there, I'm sure like a firecracker, I was like, hey, I'm here. I'm going to do
That's how it's
this
done.
and that. And I'm excited to be here. So I think that my enthusiasm, they could tell immediately that I was not a child of stage parents. I was a child who really wanted it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And it was like...
That's where my question comes in, where you're
But
different.
I really wanted it, but I didn't know. People think, oh, you just want stardom and fame or to be an actress. And it's like, no, I didn't even know what those things were. I didn't know what money was at the age of 9.
Of course.
I didn't know what fame was or
Well, did
a
you
red
start with
carpet
commercials? Is that how you started?
Yeah, I just wanted to act, and that's all I cared about. And that passion, even to this day, now I'm 55 years old, that's never changed.
Right.
I just love acting.
So I think that's the same with anybody in any kind of sport or being an actor or anything that you really have a huge passion in. Is that your desire outweighs all of the sort of benefits that you gain with it, right?
Of course.
That
The hoopla.
come with being good with it. Is that you just love it no matter how old you are and how long you do it. The passion drives you because that's what makes you feel so good about, hey,
Was that what drove you? You had to be a terrific skater. I mean, honestly, as you know.
Only one of the best.
There you go.
One of the best.
And I have to tell you, your hair is a little different color. When I looked you up, you had totally black hair, full. What happened?
Well, that's because at the age of 62, like that's what happens. You get older, right? That's how it works. But as a younger person, I also had that same desire and drive, right? As a young kid, I was not very good at all. I was actually quite terrible. But my desire to be better, and my desire to want to be like someone else, or I want to get to this position, I want to travel like that, I want to go there and compete, just kept me motivated to do things.
Of course.
And I think, as well as, in Kristy's world and in my world, the things that are really common is the fact that talent does not always take you to the top, because a lot of talented people are too arrogant, that think they can't be coached or they can't be given critique. And I think that people who are dedicated and have a great desire and determination to be better by listening to others.
An open mind of the big picture.
Right.
Yeah.
Those are the people that really get to the top.
Yeah, of course.
And we see it in professional sports all the time. The people that are so really good to talk to,
right.
Their backgrounds are so varied and they're awesome about it. And they've got so much to give, as opposed to maybe the guy that wins the big trophy. You put the mic in front of him and it's like, they can't speak. They don't know what they're, So I think that that's the same in both our worlds.
So, Kristy, when you started, if you ever saw the movie Tootsie with Dudley Moore, he started out as playing a plant or a tomato or a banana. You had speaking roles, I would imagine, right away. You were not a plant or a tomato. You were in action. Am I correct?
I was what? I was always.
You were playing roles. I mean, you were in commercials right off the bat.
Yeah, I was in commercials right off the bat. I did. Then I did a little part on. I think it was in Archie Bunker's place. Like I did some small. I don't know. I kind of like. It was weird. It was my first audition. I got the commercial. My second audition, I got the commercial. The third one I didn't. The fourth one I did, and I just was on a roll from there. And it was, and I was having a blast. I was having so much fun because I got to do what I wanted to do, which was just my comfort zone, just being on the set and being, in front of the camera.
So tell us, we want to know, who negotiated your contracts? Was it your parents that
My
were
agents.
Your agents?
Yeah.
Okay, but so they came to you and your parents and said, here's what we've got. This is what they're willing to pay for this. This is what they're willing to pay for this. And they basically marched you along the way. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah. And then as my parents, were very much a part of my life and my career, as my, handling my money, taking care of those kinds of situations, just putting it away or using it for things that I might need, new headshots or travel or whatever. But my parents were amazing at protecting me. And I think that's why I'm so humble and just chill and down to earth, is because I was just raised in a world of just being grateful and love what you do. And I think my parents and my upbringing is what helped me get through the Hollywood sort of craziness and machine. It's what kept me. I just stayed normal. I never got, sucked into anything.
There you go. Well, listen, we all want to know about Tinseltown. We want to know about California, but we're not going to do it until after the break.
Okay.
You are listening to the Barry Sable Show with Friends. Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. In studio with me, the most attractive couple you could ever imagine. Kristy Swanson, Lloyd Eisler. We will see you on the other side of the break.
Here's a few questions for you from California Psychics. Do your workdays seem to go on forever? Is your career progression as fast as downtown traffic? Or does your boss still not know your name?
Hey, you, Tina, Lisa, Sheila, whatever. Get that report to me by lunch, okay? It's Carrie, ma'am. Just get it done, Terry.
It's time to read the career warning signs and talk to California Psychics. We're always on hand to give you the career guidance you need. You see, we only connect you with the very best. In fact, 98% of the psychics who apply to work with us don't make the grade. That's why we can guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. So you could soon be telling your boss, where to stick that report.
Where are you going, Terry? Terry!
Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics. Call 1-800-PREDICT today and get 20 minutes for just $20.
Have you ever wanted to own a real full-size pinball machine or arcade video game like Miss Pac-Man? I'm Todd N. Tuckey of TNT Amusements in Southampton, PA, and have been selling machines to people like you for 46 years. Visit our maze-like showrooms where you can see and play before you buy when we sell both new and reconditioned games. Google TNTAmusements.com.
Don't get left in the dark. Power up with a Generac generator from MT Rule, your local Generac generator dealer. Certified technicians properly size and install your generator with true turnkey service. Free estimates, financing options, peace of mind, and annual service contracts. Plus, 1210 listeners get a special offer, a 5-year extended warranty, 1 year of free mobile link monitoring, and a free whole house surge protector. Call 610-539-2920. 610-539-2920.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
See Joe Conklin in the City Rhythm Orchestra at Wildwood High School on Baker Ave, July 11th, and at the Ocean City Music Pier, July 12th. For tickets, go to joeconklin.com. joeconklin.com!
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime. We're not here to be the biggest. We're here to bring you something we believe is better. Our plans start at just $20. You'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Follow Talk Radio 1210 on Instagram and Facebook at 1210 WPHT.
Yes, indeedy, we are back. You are listening to the Barry Sable Show with friends. I'm having a ball today. Miss Swanson,
Yes?
Kristy Swanson is in studio, and her bodyguard, handsome guy, can I tell you something, was in like 4 Olympics in a row. That means the guy had to be in immaculate shape. And
He still is.
I'm sure he is. So I want to take you to the movie Big Daddy. Adam Sandler in the movie went on to get married and have a child. I want to know, did your 5-year plan with the older guy ever pan out?
Yeah, well, that we would have to have a sequel to know that. I don't know.
Well, can
Big
we?
Daddy 2?
Can we? Come on. Everybody wants to know, are we going to see you in Hollywood again?
Yes, you will.
Okay.
I'm almost certain of it.
Okay.
Taking a little bit of a break. COVID changed a lot of stuff in my business.
Yep.
And actually, I'm okay with that because, you know, I had just moved here to New Jersey when that happened, and I've got I had a teenager, and I'm like, you know what? I've been working since I'm 9 years old.
Of course.
I think this is a good time for me to, you know, be in my son's life all the time, not traveling so much, and just, you know, focus on him and family. And then when he's 18 and off, I'll go back and do some acting again. So it's just been really only a 4-year, 3.5, 4-year break. Not that big a deal.
So,
it's healthy for me.
As everybody knows, raising a teenager is not
easy.
an easy task.
Yeah,
So
of
it was
course.
great to have 2 of us
Around.
at home all the time with our son.
Yeah.
I think that has made him into, he's
Everything
a really good
works out
person.
Well, to me, that sets an example, Lloyd, because there's a lot of broken families today. And there's a
Absolutely.
lot of kids roaming the street. We see drugs. We see everything under the sun. And we
Absolutely.
look back and say, well, why is that? Well, I know why it is.
We'd all do.
You know, because when you do something wrong, my mom used to say to me, wait till your dad gets home. Those were the longest 8.5 hours of the day. You knew hell was coming with him. So, that's the way it is. So I respect that. But I want to take us back because when I told people that you were coming on the show, everybody started shooting me questions.
Oh.
So, exactly. So, so I want to go back to my
I
question.
better drink my smart water
There you
that
go.
you got me.
Open it up. Go ahead.
This stuff doesn't work. I've been trying it for years, and it just doesn't seem to work.
Well, there's
for me.
iced tea here. You have tasty cakes. You're all set. So I guess I want to take you back to my original question. We got a little offbeat. What was actually California and Tinseltown like for you? A, and B, the most attractive of all attractive. Did you walk around with a bat in front of your husband, I ask you, having to beat the guys off? I want to know. So does everybody else in Delaware Valley. We don't want to know the normal lovey-dovey stuff. We want to turn the curtain back. Turn it back for us, Kristy.
What was California and Tinseltown like for me? Well, I mean, I was born in Laguna Beach, California, so I'm a native of California. So it's not like going to Orange County is a lot different, at least back then. Very small town compared to Los Angeles and Hollywood.
Has
and all
the
that.
business changed? Has movie making changed in your eyes, or it's basically the same? And it is what it is.
Well, no, it's a lot different today than it was back in the early 80s.
How?
Well, technology.
Mhm.
We used to shoot on 35 mil, and we had one camera and we had to move it around. There was just a whole different. It was just a whole different process. We also, back in the old days, which I loved, one of my favorite things was when a movie was cast. Then we all got together and we did table read of the script, and we did actual rehearsals before ever going to picture, which was such nice preparation. Nowadays, it's like, oh, you're on set and now we're just shooting. You know what I mean? And I miss those days of, the fine
The camaraderie
tuning.
too.
Yeah, the rehearsals. I loved that era. You know
Listen,
what I mean?
your husband, if I ask him, I'm sure will say, I loved going on the ice. Every time I got on the ice, it was a treat for me. It was special. It's no different than when I go play golf. I love going to play golf, and I love going to practice. So I would imagine walking into the studio, how many people actually get a chance to actually do that? Not many.
Right.
Not many.
Right.
So did you make it fun, or what happened when it wasn't your day that day with the lines? Was it a frustrating experience? Did the producer get frustrated, or did everybody have patience?
Everybody always has patience, and you have to be calm within yourself. And it might be the reason why I never was a theater actor, because if you screw up on stage, that's live. At least
just
with
like us
camera,
right now.
Yeah, at least with camera, you can do a take 2 or a take 3. You've got that in your back pocket just in case.
Yes.
I don't know.
Unlike my sport, like you only get one chance at it.
Oh, yeah,
so if you
that's
screw
true.
up, you screw up in front of 20,000 people.
You
There's
don't
no
land a
takes.
jump.
I love to go out in front of people. The more
Yep.
people, the better. But for example, at the Olympics in 1992, my partner had a very bad day. And so you don't have a choice to say, "Hey, I want to do a take 2 or start again or whatever." You just have to live with it, and it's both frustrating, embarrassing, demoralizing, and then what gets you to the next day. Like, how do we fix that? How do we do that? But you don't get a second chance. I
No.
always say to her, "You guys screw up a line, you get to redo it."
Of
How much fun
course.
is that?
Yeah. Tell me about
It's
Adam.
fantastic.
Yeah. Tell me about, of course, Adam Sandler. We all love Adam Sandler, and you gave that guy up for something different. Tell us about him. What was he actually
I
like?
already knew Adam from before, just in the business, acquaintances and friends. Well, I think we had the same agent, actually. So I kind of just knew him through the biz.
Yep.
And actually was I almost did Happy Gilmore. That didn't work out for the dates, so I ended up not doing Happy Gilmore. So when Big Daddy came around, I got cast in that role because he already knew me, and it was fun because this is the thing that I love about Adam. He is a very, very loyal person. Like, he's very close to his friends and very kind and very giving. And the gentleman who played the older man that
Yep.
I had a relationship with in the movie.
Yeah, you still
Sid,
haven't
I
answered
think
my
his name
question,
was
the
Sid.
5-year
Wait,
plan.
wait.
I'm waiting.
I don't
Trust
even know-
me. I'll
I
circle
didn't
back.
write the script. I didn't write the script. But what I love about when I got there, Adam's like, Sid there. He's like the guy playing Sid. He
That's
goes,
funny.
he was my professor.
Ah.
He was my acting professor at NYU.
Oh, you got to be
right?
kidding.
So I go, so you hired him to play this part? And he goes,
wow.
yeah. And I said, dude. And I high-fived him. And I said, you're so freaking cool.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
I loved that about him. That's the kind of guy Adam is.
There you go. Listen, when I did a little bit of homework, and you could correct me, Burt Reynolds, Joe Pesci, Jennifer Gardner, Ashton Kutcher, Dean Cain. Tell us a little bit about your experiences, because we all love all those people.
Yeah.
We see them repeatedly, over the years.
Yeah.
Is there any special feelings towards those people? And after you shot with them, did you guys stay in touch, or it was one and done?
Well, Burt Reynolds was amazing.
Tell us why.
He is.
Was he handsome in person?
Yeah, he's handsome in person, but he is just so charismatic and so magnetic. There's just something, he's just got a presence that is something that you can't really explain, And it showed on camera, but also to be around him and meet him in person. But to work with him as an actor, and have scenes together, and how loving, kind, and supportive, and, when you do a take and you get the wink and the finger, like you did good there,
Yeah.
like those kind of pats on the back, I always knew I was in good hands when I was working with him, And then one day we were in is it Juniper or Jupiter, Florida? That's
Yep.
where he lived, right?
Yep.
And that's where we were
Beautiful
shooting.
area, by the way.
Yeah.
Tiger Woods has a great golf course there, or he
Yeah.
plays there like a lot of other guys. Go ahead.
Well,
Just wanted to
Bert
interject.
Bert had a ranch there,
Ah.
a big, beautiful ranch. And he was like, do you ride? And I said, yeah. And he goes, well, why don't you, I'll let my, I don't know, is that like a foreman that ran the ranch or what? He goes, you can go down there this weekend because, I was down there shooting, so I wasn't shooting on the weekend, so he wanted to give me something to do. So he let me go over to his ranch and just ride the horses all day.
Wow.
And his buddy who ran the ranch, he rode with me, and he was just that kind of guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a favorite for all of us. I mean, Lloyd, I would imagine that you came on the scene, and yes, I want to know how you got the big fish in the boat. Amongst all these guys, how did you actually do it? I want to know that quickly before break. Give it to me. Go ahead.
It's got to be my charm.
There you go.
So charming. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you tell me then, Kristy. Why him? Why not Joe Pesci? Why not
Joe Pesci?
Yeah, come on. Listen.
old.
Listen. He needed.
I think the only thing in common that I have with Joe Pesci would be golf.
There you go. Was there anything about any of these others I mentioned that struck you? Was there any stories that people, because people love stories.
Yeah.
They want to know something that happened because, as I say, you turn back the curtain and you tell us something that we don't know. Is there anything about them that we don't know?
I can't read those names from here. What
Well,
are
let me try it again. Jennifer Gardner, Ashton
I wouldn't have
Kutcher.
dated Jennifer
No,
Gardner.
you never know in Hollywood anymore. Dean Cain, we see all over the airways now. He's a political guy, that guy.
Yeah,
He's
and
taking a stance.
He's my brother. I love Dean. He is like the sweetest, nicest, most kind. He's a good family friend.
Mhm.
He's so supportive of Magnus and Lloyd's business and what we are family friends.
Mm-hmm.
One of the best things I like about Dean Cain is I'm a Buffalo Bills fan.
Yeah, and he played for Buffalo.
And he played for Buffalo. And so
Yes.
I watched Dean play
Yes.
in his very short career because he got a severe injury and had to do. So smash cut to 25 years later, I get to meet Dean through Kristy.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, dude.
Wow.
I mean, I love your movies and everything, but
Let's
you're the
talk
man. You're the man. Let's
football.
talk football.
Yeah.
So
Right.
every time football's on, Dean and I are texting.
Well, all I can tell you is that we're up against a break. I don't want to talk about football. I know the guys
You're wearing
out
an
there.
Eagles
I
sweatshirt.
know. Well, that's it because I have bigger fish to fry here. I want to talk about Playboy shoot. Hugh Hefner. I
Oh
want to
my
get the
God.
scoop. All our guys out there have texted me. Don't forget to ask. You are
Okay.
listening to the Barry Sable Show with friends. Sitting in studio, Kristy Swanson. We will see you on the other side of the break.
Here's a few questions for you from California Psychics. Do your workdays seem to go on forever? Is your career progression as fast as downtown traffic? Or does your boss still not know your name?
Hey, you, Tina, Lisa, Sheila, whatever. Get that report to me by lunch, okay? It's Carrie, ma'am. Just get it done, Terry.
It's time to read the career warning signs and talk to California Psychics. We're always on hand to give you the career guidance you need. You see, we only connect you with the very best. In fact, 98% of the psychics who apply to work with us don't make the grade. That's why we can guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. So you could soon be telling your boss where to stick that report.
Where are you going, Terry? Terry!
Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics. Call 1-800-PREDICT today and get 20 minutes for just $20.
Retirement. Exciting, but also kind of scary. How do you create that paycheck to do everything you want to do? Tune in to the Retirement Spectrum with Alan Cohen, Saturdays at 6 a.m. and 3 p.m. on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
When you need to know, depend on KYW News Radio 1039 FM.
Artists from all over came to learn more about the roots to Tariq Trotter at the Free Library of Philadelphia. In today's Sunday commentary, we follow the New Jersey governor race and a new traveling exhibit at the Please Touch Museum.
Get the latest anytime on KYW News Radio. Now on Crystal Clear 103.9 FM.
You've never needed us more.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out collection letters, garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance. And you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it even harder to get out of debt. Don't let tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in taxpayer assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Let them fight on your behalf, helping to put your tax problems to rest. Call the tax professionals at Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
I really need funding to expand my inventory.
Swish Funding can help you expand inventory, upgrade equipment, and boost your cash flow.
Well, okay, but I need funding fast.
Swish Funding provides funding from $25,000 to $2 million with payment terms tailored to your needs and cash in your account in less than 24 hours.
So what's the catch?
No catch. If you've been in business for at least 1 year with monthly revenue of $50,000, you could qualify. Just go to swishfunding.com to apply. That's swishfunding.com.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify.
Hey, Hackborough. Tell your smart speaker to play 1210 WPHT. WPHT.
Yes, indeedy, we are back. You are live on the air, Miss Swanson. Watch what you say to your husband.
Okay.
We are back
All right.
now.
Sorry.
Listen.
It was just a quick kiss.
There you go. Nothing wrong with that. Uncle Barry's a single guy, loves watching kissing. So, here's my question, because all of us in the Delaware Valley have texted me. You have to ask, what was Playboy like as a shoot? And tell us whatever you knew about Mr. Hefner. We all want to know. Give it to us.
Okay, so the Playboy shoot was simple.
Uh-huh.
I could do the deal that we made was you could shoot it anywhere in the world that you want with whatever photographer you want, and it'll be a pictorial. It'll be it's very artsy. And
How old were you at that time? Do you remember or roughly remember?
It came out in 2002.
2002.
So I was
wow.
32.
Ah.
31 or 32 when we did it.
Wow.
So so that was basically the deal, and that to me was appealing because then I had full control over what it was going to look like. Between me and the photographer.
Where did you do it at?
We ended up doing it in Mexico, in a
Wow.
very, very, very rural, cool location in Mexico.
Uh-huh.
But the Hugh Hefner, like I had actually met Hugh prior to that. When I was shooting the movie The Phantom, my character, Diana Palmer, it was the first time and the only time that the mansion, that the Hugh Hefner's mansion was used in a movie, like the exterior of it. And the reason why he allowed that to happen was because he was a huge fan of the comic book, The Phantom.
Oh, yeah.
So my character had to drive this old 1930s Woody up the driveway, and I had a grip down by my feet because there was a guy controlling because I couldn't drive a stick. I didn't know how to do the clutch. So
Don't
I
feel
had
bad. Either do I.
I had, like a lighting guy. Somebody down there was doing the clutch with my feet while I'm driving. It was so funny. But anyway, so we're shooting up there, and of course, Hugh comes out, and he's in his ascot and his, silk robe, and he's just
Did
out
you get
there.
into the house by any chance? Did you ever enter the house or no?
Yeah, I entered the house, I don't know. Yeah, I think I did at that time. We were there for a couple days. But anyway, he came up to me. He's like, it's so nice to meet you. He goes, my mother was a Swanson. And
really?
I go, really? And he goes, yeah. I go, from the Midwest? And he goes, well, yeah, I'm from, Illinois. And yeah, I said, well, we're like Missouri and Illinois and all the Swansons. And he goes, us too. He goes, that's my mom's side of the family. I go,
wow.
Maybe we're related. He goes, maybe we are. And it's just very funny.
Of course.
That was my interaction with Hugh. He was very sweet and so nice to meet. And it was nice for him to let us shoot there.
Yeah, he had a lot of cool parties.
Yeah.
So tell me, did you ever actually, I'm sure you did, were you around, Lloyd, in those days, or you weren't around?
I wasn't around then, but very cool.
No, you got the experience. I took you up there.
So I guess every New Year's
break it down, Lloyd. Come on.
There's always a New Year's Eve
There's
party.
always a New Year's Eve party at Playboy Mansion.
Yes.
And so one year, Kristy said, hey, do you want to go? And I said,
because I'd never been to.
I'd love to go inside the mansion and whatever. And so we went.
Said I can get us in.
And it was awesome. It was such a very cool experience to see the inside of the house and all of the
backyard and
the grotto
animals.
and all that kind of. It was so.
Yeah, come on, the
very
animals
cool.
in the backyard. Give it to me straight. I know you're married and a straight shooter, but give me a break and give my audience a break. Come on.
There were 3,000 people there.
Yeah, that's what we wanted to hear.
There definitely people were walking around that were scantily clad.
Yep.
There's no
well,
question.
no, I mean, like in the old days, they'd be dressed in Playboy bunnies, in that costume.
Yeah,
corset,
they weren't
right?
dressed in that anymore. They
no,
were just dressed
now
in
it's just
paint.
That's what I want to hear. Pull back the curtain, man. Don't be so shy. She's not leaving you, pal. I know you were looking.
We had a fun time. It was awesome.
Of course you had it.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful place. It's an absolutely beautiful place.
And I'm sure. So let me get back to you again.
Okay.
Did the paparazzi follow you at any point? I mean, was that ever an obstacle in your personal life? Did that bother you? Walk out, and the next thing you know, everybody wants to interview. They want to talk to you. Did that? It's like Don McPherson, who played for the Eagles, was a buddy of mine from Syracuse, Heisman Trophy winner. Yeah. And I used to go out with him, and he used to hate to sign autographs. And I said to him, I will hit you over the head with a can of soup if you don't sign autographs, especially for little kids.
Yeah.
What was that like for you?
Well, I love meeting people, and I love, a genuine fan is always awesome. But, autograph hounders, that's a whole other story. They're getting it so they can sell it on eBay or something. But someone who was a genuine fan that I entertained them in some way or affected their life in some way, that's a connection for me. Of course. So I love, signing for them. But as far as like paparazzi, I've had to deal with that before. Here and there. I've had my trash gone through.
Oh, I'm sure.
When I was living up in the Hollywood Hills, I remember, it had to be like Inquirer type people going through my trash.
Right.
It's just, it's just part of the thing, and you
Part
just
of
have
the
to have your
business.
wits about you, and you
That's
have
right.
to, you just deal with it. You
Tell
know?
us about the critics. I mean, obviously, there's always positive and negative.
Who
I'm
are
sure
they?
you read it. I don't know. Listen, the orange guy tells me it's fake news. So I'm not going to ask you about politics today. We'll stay away, even though I do want to know why California is so lefty today. But let's
Yeah.
leave that for a second.
Today?
Yeah, well, maybe ever. Why? More now than ever.
Yeah.
Which really, to me, doesn't make sense. If you are an actor, I don't understand quite why you would take such a harsh position, whether you're to the left or the right, because frankly, you want to sell tickets. You want people to see your movies.
Yeah.
You know, you're someone that's endearing to people's lives. And
Look.
frankly, I think people tarnish that to a certain extent. And I think
It
Hollywood
shouldn't
has
be
done
on the
that.
red carpet. It
Yep.
shouldn't be at an award show. It shouldn't be, like.
Oh, I agree.
I'm a citizen, and
Yep.
whenever I want to do something in my own time, and I have an opinion or a thought or something to say,
Mhm.
I think that should be allowed, and it's fine. And you shouldn't cancel culture someone just because they don't think like you, or not work with one person because they
I
don't think
agree.
like you. That's wrong.
I
But
agree.
on the red carpet at these big award shows, and
I don't
just-
like it either.
It's not. It's
Appropriate.
It's like the Olympics. If you could imagine getting a gold medal and you're at the Olympics, you say something political.
Yeah.
Like, no, that's not okay. There's it's not the time and place for it.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So-
no, I agree. So let me ask you a question. Did you prefer
Oh, we were going
roles-
to talk about the critics.
Yes, hit me the critics. Go ahead. You're right.
The critics never look. I started acting at the age of 9.
Mm.
So the thing, I was able to build a thick skin when
Mhm.
it came to rejection.
Yep.
At a very young age, but I never let it harden me, because a lot of people they get really hardened by building that thick skin.
Yep.
And I got to be like a pearl. I could be hard on the outside but soft on the inside.
Oh, I like that.
So that's kind of like how I lived my life.
Mhm.
And when the critics would come out, or somebody say something bad about me, or this
Mhm.
or that or whatever, it's no different than going out for an audition and not getting picked. That's okay. I'll go on to the next. It doesn't, all of those things don't matter. And it's art anyway. So it is subjective.
Of
People
course.
are going to say, oh, I like that movie, or I would like to have seen a different actress than that actress, or whatever. Fine. People are allowed to have that's freedom of speech.
Yep.
So it's okay.
So Lloyd, you've seen so many of your wife's movies, and she played all different
I
kind
don't
of
know
roles.
if he has.
Well, he better have. If not, can I tell you something? He and I are going to have a long talk. Do you prefer her in a serious role or a humorous role, or it didn't matter to you? Did you see anything different in her in those type of flicks?
Well, I think one of the cool things about Kristy is that she has a multitude of characters that she's played, and I think that she's really good at doing
It's
different
called a
types of
wide
characters.
range. I got a wide range.
Yeah,
And
well,
different types of characters. I mean,
you
look
want to
at her-
work. It's how it has to be,
well,
pal.
some actors, you watch their movies, and I won't say any names, but you watch it and say they play the same character every time.
Yep.
And even though you like the actor or actress, they're boring because it can't play the same thing. Where Kristy's got a whole bunch of things out there where they're very, very different, which is kind of cool.
Yep.
You know, when you look at her, something like Flowers in the Attic when she was young, to
Mhm.
like The Chase, where it was kind of sexy with,
Yep.
you know, and in a car and everything. And then you look at Buffy, and then you look at The Phantom.
Yep.
It's just really, really different when you see
like
her
a
play
chameleon.
different things.
Yeah.
Because I think that shows your ability to be a character, like to be an actual actor. You're just not regurgitating someone else's line. Or it's great to play yourself, but after 4 or 5 times I've seen you do yourself, I don't need to see you do it again.
Yeah. Yeah, well, most of us prefer to see you do it over and over and over. I just want you to know we ain't married to you, so we want to see you as much as we can.
When I create a character, I mean, I have the script. That's it. That's the story. It's 125 pages. I go deep, and I will from the time you see that character on camera, I'm gonna build a whole backstory for that character
There you go.
before I play that character.
There you
So
go.
I try to bring as many elements of their emotional detail into the part.
Right. Well, listen, we're up against another break.
Ah.
Sorry, my friends. I
That's
could talk
okay.
to you guys forever. You are listening to the Barry Sable
More
Show
smart
with friends.
water for me.
Yeah, more smart water is correct. We will see you on the other side of the break in studio with Kristy Swanson and her handsome husband. We'll see you shortly.
I really need funding to expand my inventory.
Swish Funding can help you expand inventory, upgrade equipment, and boost your cash flow.
Well, okay, but I need funding fast.
Swish Funding provides funding from $25,000 to $2 million with payment terms tailored to your needs and cash in your account in less than 24 hours.
So what's the catch?
No catch. If you've been in business for at least 1 year with monthly revenue of $50,000, you could qualify. Just go to swishfunding.com to apply. That's swishfunding.com.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify.
At Citizens, we know when you're into something, you seek out advice. We all do. When you're into fitness, you got a trainer.
Another 12 reps. Let's go.
Wellness, a meditation expert.
And breathe.
And a stylist when you realize fuchsia wasn't your color.
That's so you.
So, what about advice for your money? From making a plan to reaching your goals, Citizens has the guidance you've been looking for all along. Make sense of your money with Citizens. Get started at your local branch or online at citizensbank.com/made-ready.
Hey, it's Nick Cale here. Level up the fun this summer in a new Civic Hybrid sedan or hatchback for my friends at Piazza Honda. The Civic Hybrid has received the honor of being named the 2025 North American Car of the Year with an impressive 50 city, 47 highway MPG rating. The sporty Civic sedan now comes with the efficiency and excitement of hybrid performance. Visit Piazza Honda of Philadelphia, Langhorne, Pottstown, Reading, or Springfield today, or browse over 200 hybrid vehicles online at piazzahonda.com.
Don't miss the Labor and Energy Show with J-Doc and Krause. Brought to you by the Labor and Energy Alliance this Saturday night at 6. Find out about the important issues that will affect you. The Labor and Energy Show, Saturday night at 6 on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Pastor Brad Lacey here, First Baptist Church, Conshohocken. Join us Saturdays for the great message and be blessed. 5 a.m. right here on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Retirement statements just hit mailboxes, and for many, the shock is real. Some investors lost 20% or more in just the first quarter. If you're close to retirement, that's more than a dip. It's a danger. But here's what most advisors won't tell you. Gold was up over 30% during the same time. That's a 60% swing. And at retirement, that kind of gap can change everything. So compare your Q1 statement to gold's performance. Then call Noble Gold Investments. Noble Gold specializes in helping people protect what they've earned with real assets like gold and silver. If you're tired of watching your nest egg shrink, it may be time for a change. And right now, when you open a qualified account, you'll receive a free 10-ounce silver American flag bar. Compare and call 877-646-5347. That's 877-646-5347. Or visit noblegoldinvestments.com. Past performance may not be indicative of future results. Investing in precious metals, including gold, involves risks. Consult with your tax attorney or financial professional before making an investment decision.
Feel like everything's clouded by doubt? Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com. Our psychics are available to talk 24/7, and we guarantee if it's not life-changing, it's free. Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
Out here in the middle of these acres, it can feel like you're the only person on Earth. That's how it feels when you're struggling with your mental health. But you don't have to feel alone. Find more information at loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
I really need funding to expand my inventory.
Swish Funding can help you expand inventory, upgrade equipment, and boost your cash flow.
Well, okay, but I need funding fast.
Swish Funding provides funding from $25,000 to $2 million with payment terms tailored to your needs and cash in your account in less than 24 hours.
So what's the catch?
No catch. If you've been in business for at least 1 year with monthly revenue of $50,000, you could qualify. Just go to swishfunding.com to apply. That's swishfunding.com.
Keep free speech alive. Follow 1210 WPHT on the free Odyssey app. Download it now.
Yes, indeedy, we are back. You are listening to the Barry Sable Show with friends. A week off from politics will do us all good. Kristy Swanson, you know I could sit here with you forever. I guess the question is...
We could be here all day.
Let's do it. Listen, I don't have anywhere to go. What did I miss with our interview? I'm going to ask later on, did you like this interview? What have we missed that you could as I say, turn back the curtain. What do we want to know from you that we can't get through the media or the press? Tell us, please.
Oh, my goodness.
Sorry to put you on the spot.
Yeah, you just did.
Of
What could
course. That's what Uncle Barry does.
have?
Incidentally, just so you know why you're thinking, I want to make a statement. December 19th, 1969, you were almost a Christmas baby.
Yes.
You know
My
that?
mother almost named me Christmas Noel Swanson.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You still ended up
She
with
named
Noel.
I ended up, she ended up naming me Kristen Noel Swanson, but it was almost Christmas. If my name had really been Christmas, I would have been in every Hallmark movie of all time.
Right.
Of
course. I would have
and
been
we
in
wouldn't have to
thousands of
celebrate your
them.
birthday on June 19th for your half birthday.
That's exactly
you don't get,
I
that
always
way
get
you
a
don't
half
get
birthday in the middle of the year.
Tell me, was there more favorite roles that you actually played? Did you like the serious? Did you like the celebrities? What did you
That's the
actually
thing,
like?
It's funny because when I was doing Flowers in the Attic, that's a really heavy, dark story. And there were days that I had on that movie where I was like, God, I wish I was doing a comedy right now. This is so depressing. You know what I mean? But I don't know.
Kinda.
It's like,
Go ahead. You lost your headset.
I lost my
Doesn't
headset.
matter. You
I got
just
so
keep
excited.
rolling. Doesn't matter.
But I love it all. I love the rom-coms. That was a funny thing. I had never heard the term rom-com. I just thought romantic comedy. I'm like, what's a rom-com?
I
And somebody
never
said
heard
it's
of
a romantic comedy.
Of
I go,
course.
oh, well, in the old days, we called it romantic comedy.
Right.
So we didn't abbreviate it. But anyway, I love doing those. I love doing drama. I love doing comedy. Maybe one day I'll do a Western or something. That'd be fun.
I'd love to see you in a Western.
Yeah.
Is there a role that you would like? That's a good point. Is there a role that you would really like to play that you haven't played? And opposite who? If you had to pick somebody today, who would you pick
Oh
that
my
you
God,
would want
there's
to
too
be?
many actors that I love.
Give
and
me 3 or
admire.
4. Go
I
ahead.
think it'd be really cool to see you in a Western as a hard-ass cowgirl.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
You have a temper?
Huh?
You're so soft-spoken.
No.
Could you be tough and, ornery or what?
Well, yeah,
She's
that's
being
called
nice
acting.
today.
she feels sorry for me today. You know what I mean? You guys couldn't find your way in here. I thought you were going to leave,
Are you
frankly.
you mean like Faye Dunaway and Mommy
That's
Dearest?
right. That's
yes,
exactly
I could
right.
do that.
Yes,
Of course.
of course.
That's heavy.
Of course. I could get mad about that right now and say that's a stupid question.
Listen, sir, I want to give you an opportunity live on the air to ask your wife a question that we wouldn't know about. Fire away and don't be shy. Go ahead.
We've been together over 18, almost 19 years now. There isn't a darn thing that we don't know about each other. And I think probably one of the longest continuing marriages in Hollywood today.
Yeah, that's like
which is a
100
really
years in
cool
Hollywood.
Is that because you're not in Hollywood?
Well, I think it's because
no.
we're away from it, but that's a really cool story. How many people survive in Hollywood? In 19 years now, we've been together.
Wow.
It's a long time. I love it.
Skating, of course. Skating with celebrities. Tell us about that. You won that, I believe. Who
Yeah.
taught you how to skate, and how long did it take you to skate, or did you have previous skating abilities?
I was the little sister, 5 years old, being dragged to the rink. My brother was a skater. He was 5 years older than me, so I had to go to the rink. I learned to skate at the age of 5.
Oh, wow.
But then smash cut to
Skating
me
with
being
celebrities
30.
it was basically like dragging someone around the ice at first. There's
I'm
no
sure.
question.
Of
But
course.
Kristy's determination and wanting to be good in everything she does is what
Because I'm
put
jack
us-
of all trades, master of none.
put us to wanting to win
I'm
and
not
everything.
so sure about that, Miss Swanson. There's a lot of guys that hit me up this week. We want to see her live on YouTube. And I told people, tune in. So go ahead.
Well, the funny thing is that Kristy, I nicknamed her Gracie during the thing because she was about as graceful as a frog leaping off a tree. Right? She
Because
couldn't get
I
the
love doing
hands
the
going.
stunts.
She was like, I don't want to be graceful.
I didn't want to be the ice princess with my hand. That was awkward for me. So
We had a lot of
I
fun
had to
doing
really
it, though,
act
because
my way through
once we
that.
found our niche of the type of music that we could do, certainly we were better at sort of the outgoing expression type thing because I'm such
the
an
more
intro-
acrobatic stuff.
Yeah, because I like to be an extrovert, so it was fun. But
Right.
we had a great time.
Yeah.
Now that your son, we'll call it raised, and a big boy now, tell me how you're going to
Yeah, he's
approach.
18 now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. How are you going to approach Hollywood now? And do you really want to go back and do the roles that you used to do? Because you're away from your lovely husband. Your whole life is turned upside down. Are you ready for that again?
I think so. Yeah, absolutely. Like I would love I mean, I played the mom in so many movies, Hallmark movies, blah 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 blah. I'm like, God, I can really look forward to like playing the grandma. I'm the one in the corner in the rocking chair knitting. I only have a couple lines I have to learn. I chime in a little word here, a little word there.
Love it.
But
So-
I don't know. You know?
Yes, you'll think about it. So we only have a few minutes left, unfortunately. I want to know, Uncle Barry did the best he could with this
Uncle
interview.
Barry.
I want to know, did we do a good job? And if not so, what did I miss? Now we have a brief period of time. Tell us.
You did an amazing job.
Thank you.
And I got to say, this has been so much fun.
Thank you.
And I look forward to doing it again if you ever want to.
Of course.
And it's really cool. When we were driving in from Jersey and we were getting downtown, I said to Lloyd in the car, I go, oh my God, I'm having Mannequin 2 flashbacks.
Yes. Tell us
'Cause
quickly.
I shot Mannequin here
Yeah.
in Philly in 1999 or no, 19. Oh my God.
I think it was 1999.
No. I don't know. But whatever. I can't even do math right now. But I was 19 or 20 years old, and I did Mannequin 2 here at Wanamaker's, which is the department store. And so it's just fun, full circle. Like I'm coming back and doing a little entertainment today in Philadelphia.
Love having you and
Thank
your
you.
husband in studio. No, thank you.
Thank you.
To you, I don't know who needs to hear this, Kristy Swanson, but start living. The days are flying by. And all of you, give me some music, please. And all you do is work, pay bills, and stress. Enjoy what you can. Walks, sunsets, music, laughter. Joy doesn't have to be expensive. You both deserve it. Thank you so much for the two of you coming in. Delaware Valley, you've heard it straight from the horse's mouth. I don't know about that. I don't like the horse's mouth, but it's been said on your busy Sunday. Grateful to you for spending some time with us. You have been listening to The Barry Sable Show with friends. Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. Have a great week, a healthy week, a safe week, and we will see you next weekend. Kristy Swanson, you are special, along with your sidekick. So much. Thanks for coming in and spending time.
Thank you.
I appreciate you.
Hugs and kisses.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Talk Radio 1210's Piazza Pet is back. We're teaming up with the Piazza Auto Group to support the Brandywine Valley SPCA. Join us Friday, June 6th for a live broadcast at Mercedes-Benz of Westchester, part of the Piazza Premium Automobiles family, to kick things off in style. Kale & Company.